Hello and welcome to Barcelona for round one of the South African simGT SprintQ series, the first race of the 2018.1 Sim Race SA season. And I'm very excited about this race to get things going once again. And my name is Jason Holden-Jones, and I'm joined together in the commentary booth with Werner Heenop. Welcome, Werner.
Thanks a lot, Jason. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new season. We're at Barcelona today for this race, and I'm very excited. It's going to be some good racing.
Absolutely. So after a long break, we're back in action, and yeah, certainly with a slight different format here at Sim Race South Africa. The SprintQ series. This is a qualifier for the main South African simGT series event at Bathurst in 2 weeks' time. And the combined top 7 from the 2 sprint races this evening go through to that race. So that's what everybody's going to be fighting for at the moment. And we've had a significant change in the balance of performance figures for the cars. So with the aim of bringing the cars much closer together from over race distance. So you might find the McLaren and Mercedes-Benz quicker in qualifying, but perhaps the other cars are going to come through during the race, and that's what we're going to find out this evening.
Gotta say, the balance of performance during my testing, I actually could see it's quite even between the different cars. Obviously, there's preferences between the drivers of what car suits your driving style, but in terms of lap times, it was quite even.
Yeah, I think that the main difference to the last season is that the BOP was mainly all about one lap pace and not over sort of the race distance was the problem. And each of the cars were tested and sort of compared over a race distance, and then a certain value was given against that performance over the race distance, and that affected the BOP further. And now we see the likes of the Mercedes-Benz and the McLaren coming through, given a bit of a break in the BOP, and we see more McLarens and Mercedes-Benzes on the circuit this time around. No, not a lot of Audis this season, so perhaps the field feeling the Audi has been nerfed a bit too much, but yeah, that's what's happened. And
the Nissan GTRs, they've made a comeback. I see we've got 8 GTRs on track today, and also the Mercedes AMG, 4 Mercedes on track, 3 McLarens, 3 911s, 2 Ferraris. And then, as you said, the disappearance of the R8s and no Z4s or Lamborghinis on track either. And we are go with qualifying at the moment. We are already 5 minutes into qualifying. Leslie Willifant posting 146.8. He is on provisional pole position. Looking at the hot lap qualifying times, they're quite a distance off the times that have been posted there. Willifant posted a 146.2 during his hot lap qualifying, and Langeveld, he did a 146.3 during hot lap qualifying.
Big hello to everybody watching in the YouTube live chat room, and welcome Osman. And I see somebody on Living Free there. Welcome. And, and we'd like to announce a partnership here with between Sim Race South Africa and SimTech Simulator Equipment. And you can have a look at their products in the description of this video. And a new venture starting there. We wish SimTech Simulator Equipment all the best. And if you're looking for button boxes or sort of handbrake components for your rig, they are the people to look up. And yeah, go and have a look on their Facebook page. Some great stuff being made up. And we look forward to supporting that South African business further.
And on track, we can see Ross Bartle. He's got the fastest lap at the moment, 146.8. Leslie Willifant in second. Boyd Bryson, 146.9. Jason Asmar also a sub 147 time. Still waiting for Langeveld. He did the fastest hot lap qualifier. He's not quite up to pace yet. Quite close to the field during the hot lap qualifier. From position 4 to 20 was separated by less than a second, so I think we can expect very close racing today.
And suddenly we see Boyd Bryson up into the 46s. That's the first time we've seen that. Was nowhere close to that throughout the weekend. It suddenly puts in a 46.947. So then Nissan starting to come on song here. And it just trails Absmai by, yeah, what is it? Not even a tenth of a second there. But Ross Bartel leading the way at the moment at the 46.8, as you said, Werner. And yeah, Langeveld, you mentioned too, is popped up now to a 47 dead. And I think you'll just be getting warmed up. You can go a lot quicker than that. And Chris Heenop is another driver who's looked very strong this weekend in practice. Also in the 46s he's been. And Marcus Stan has been a bit off the pace with him compared to last season. But I'm sure you'll get quicker as the evening progresses. And yeah, I see Hembury now, Mark Hembury in the Netcare TDR Ferrari up into top 10 position there. Mark Hembury and Bongi Mabida teaming up for this season. Netcare 911 and Talk Dirty Racing combining. And yeah, putting together forces for this season.
What camera angle do you have at the moment?
I'm on track side, yeah.
Okay, you haven't switched camera angles yet.
We are now looking at Leslie Oliphant.
Okay, there we go. Okay, 100%.
In the RP Mad Cape McLaren. And an interesting development this season. RPM Sim Racing Team and Mad Cape Racing, one of the major sim racing teams in the world, you could say. They've combined forces this season and have entered 2 McLarens. And
see, Langeveld goes quicker. Sorry,
yeah,
Jason.
No, absolutely. 46.731. So we've got 2 Mercedes Benzes in the front at the moment. And see everybody shouting in the YouTube live chat for their teams. That's great to see, guys. And a big welcome to all of you. Great to see the old names popping up too from last season. And hope to see you guys back racing sometime. Shout out to Amrish Sinner as well.
Around the last bend now, but I don't think he's going to improve on his time. I see Leslie Oliphant is on a quick lap. He's 1/10 down on his delta. So is Chris Heenop. Bongi Mabida, he's currently down in 16th, but it seems like he can improve. He's 3/10 down on his delta at the moment. With Bryson going off track there for a while. See Heineke, Ferrand and Absmeier all coming around the last bend at the moment. I think Heineke can improve on his time.
So we're now watching Wesley Ferrand in the Echo Racing Porsche. Great looking car, designed by Ryan Hill. And his cat Pixel, you could say, if you're following our Facebook page feed. And you see a picture of Pixel, Ryan Hill's cat. And Wesley banning that lap. He's starting again. Off he goes out of the pit lane. And having a look at the time. So Langeveld at 46.731. Bartel's right there with him. The Oliphant in the first and the Clarens in third. Absmai, his teammate, of course, so the 46.861, absolutely nothing in it at the top. It's unbelievable. Unbelievably close. And yeah, James up into 7th for the 47.115. We've seen him do a 46.6, so he can improve if he finds a bit of magic during this last 3 minutes. And yeah, and also Swanepoel out of order there too. He was much quicker than a 47.377. let's see what he can do now. And of course, this is the qualifying session for the Division 1 race this evening. And Division 2 is on Wednesday evening. It's not too late to sign up for that race. There's still a few open spots. And I'll be racing in that race, and perhaps you too, Werner. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's see.
Can't let all these other guys have the fun. So.
I see Absmeyer, he's down on his delta by 4 tenths. He can go quickest now. He's going to cross the start-finish line. Yes, he does go quickest by 3 tenths of a second. Brilliant lap by Jason Absmeyer. Nobody else down on their delta at the moment, so I don't think we're going to see any improvement. The guys will have chance for one more lap after this, maybe 2. Minute and a half remaining in the session. Christopher Langeveld, Bartel, Willifant, Geldnys, James, Enbury, and Mabida, they're all down on their delta, and it looks like Leslie Willifant is 3 tenths down, so he can challenge Jason Absmeyer for that provisional pole position. As we see Henbury, he's coming around the last bend now. He will cross the start-finish line any second now. He doesn't improve on this time. See Swanepoel and Lindsay Ray also coming around the last bend. No improvement there. Absmeyer might improve a little bit on his time by 1,000th of a second. As we see Mabida moving up to 11th place. Langeveld, he lost it sometime, so he's not going to improve. Jason Absmeyer back in the pits, finished his stint. Loebscher and Bryson, they could potentially improve on their times as we look at Bartel now. But he's slightly down on his delta by 600ths of a second. Just not going to beat Langeveld for that second place unless he can improve more.
Loebscher now up 2 tenths up on his best delta time. Where will that put him if he can keep that up? That might give him 3rd position. Let's see. Oh, he's lost a bit of time there, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get it back though. It's gaining again. Let's see if we can maintain it. Keep it flat out, Sean. Yes, he's got it. So up a 10th and a bit more. But yeah, this could be a great finish here for Loebscher if he can just keep this up. He's lost time there. Now he's gaining. Pushing very hard indeed.
See, Willifant is an absolute flyer. He's already 4 tenths down on his delta. Still got half a lap to go. Loebscher now coming around the last.
He's lost time, unfortunately. A bit of a tank slapper exiting that last corner.
Behind him is Mabida. Okay, he went to the pits. He didn't improve. Langeveld is 1 tenth down. He's coming through the chicane now. Langeveld's 1 tenth down. Behind him is Marcus Steyn, Willifant, Bartel, and James still have to finish their laps.
Wow, Steyn up into 3rd now. Wow, with a 46.7. Here comes Willifant. Wow, at the death. Wow.
7 thousandths of a second.
Goodness gracious me. Marcus Steyn there with a 46.7 at the Nissan. So great performance there by Willifant, Absmeyer and Langeveld. Those are your top 3.
Okay, we got our qualifying spots. Qualifying in pole position, Leslie Willifant from RPM Mad Cape, the 187 car, the McLaren. Second place, his teammate Jason Avsmeyer, the number 90 McLaren. Redline Racing's Christopher Langeveld, the number 46 Mercedes-Benz. Squadro Ghostworks, Marcus Stein. He's in fourth. Ross Bartel in the number 19 Wakesim Racing Mercedes. He's in fifth. Sean Lobser, his teammate, he's in sixth position in the McLaren. Boyd Bryson in seventh with the Synergy Godzilla. I love that team name. Number 81 Nissan GTR. Behind him is Chris Heineke in the Reaper Ghostworks, number 13 Nissan GTR. Peter Geldenhuis, Redline Racing, the AMG. Chad James, he'll be a bit disappointed, only qualifying at 10th position in the other Synergy Godzilla GTR. And then Bongi Mabida in the Netcare 911 Porsche. Gustav Jacobs, he qualified in 12th, I think. Yeah, he qualified in 12th in the 911 as well. Mark Henbury in the number 12 Netcare Ferrari. Carl Swanepoel behind him in the number 36 Wake Sim Racing AMG. Quade Claessens in the number 301 Synergy Spartan GTR. Matthew Boy behind him. Wesley Ferrant, Governor, Lindsay Ray, Nazim Edwards. Only 7 thousandths of a second separating our number 1 and number 2 positions. You've got to say this is one of the closest fields I've seen in quite a while, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. And I expect the field to get even closer throughout the season. And a lot of work was done on the balanced performance system throughout the off-season. And I'd like to think that's paying off now. And let's see what this race comes up with now. We're about 2 minutes away from the start of the formation laps. Everybody just trying to calm themselves and sort of bring their heart rates down if they can. And let's see what happens. Of course, the top 8 finishes from this race are reversed for race 2. So the person that finishes in 8th position will start from pole position for race 2. So that's going to spice things up even further. And a bigger element of racecraft will come into it, no doubt.
We're reversing the top 8 spots,
yes,
right, Jason?
That's correct.
And how will you determine the positions from both these races? Will you work on a point system for race 1 and race 2?
No, but I'll just take the finishing positions, add them together and divide them by 2. And then you'll get your top 7 from that, is the idea.
Maybe you can just give our viewers a rundown of the championship this season, including the GP open wheel races we've included.
Yeah, certainly. So our flagship championship is still very much the South African simGT series, which is our GT3 championship. And this race we're watching this evening is a qualifier to get into that main event. So the drivers with the combined top 7 result from these 2 races that will go through. So I'll start the first 7. The next 7 will come from the simGP series, which is a new championship we're starting this season. It's the car is the Formula 2 car, so a quick single-seater, which is very exciting to drive, made by Race Sim Studio, a professional modding studio, and the car is unbelievable to drive. And if you haven't tried it yet, I do recommend it. Even if you're not a fan of single-seaters, it'll change your mind. I'm certain. Then we take the top 3 from the Division 2 split, which is the second division to this race, happening on Wednesday evening. The top 3 go through from there. And then we have the last chance qualifier, which is on the Thursday before the main event, and that will give you the next 3. So that will give you your 20 drivers for the main event. So there are different paths to get there. And the racing we're watching this evening is just one of them. So, and we just need to make sure that we're off the grid, Werner.
Yep.
Great. And the drivers started the formation lap. Leslie Oliphant leading the way, and he'll do so at this pace. until the second last corner of the circuit. We will speed up and the rest will chase him down into turn 1, and the race will then begin. 22 laps per race this evening. And let's see what this evening will produce excitement wise. So we've got the 2 RP Madcape McLarens up the front, and then we've got the Mercedes-Benz of Chris Langeveld, and then the Nissan of Marcus Steyn. So Bashir Jadwat not racing this evening. Marcus Steyn's teammate, of course, for Squadra Ghostworks, but Bashir will be back for round 2, I'm told. And of course, you can explore other alternatives into the main South African simGT Series event. And I'm sure he'll be taking part in the simGT race, simGP race, I beg your pardon.
As with the previous season, we've got 5 rounds as well. We've got Barcelona today, Brands Hatch, Imola, Road Atlanta, and the final round will be in Interlagos, the SprintQ. And looking at Leslie Oliphant now, leading the pack around. It comes around the last turn, and this is race on, folks.
Yeah, it's go here at Barcelona and the 2018.1 season. And Oliphant going to turn 1 unchallenged by teammate Absmeyer. But here comes Langeveld defending from Marcus Steyn. The power of that Nissan showing early on already. And so Marcus will be looking to find a way past Langeveld as quickly as possible. And we're going to go on board with Marcus Steyn.
Marcus Steyn, he's on the softs. Oliphant and Absmeyer on softs as well. Langeveld in the mediums. The Mercedes. No position changes throughout the field yet. I see Boyd Bryson and Chris Heenop was battling it out, but they settled back into their starting positions. Rundown of the tyres: we got Oliphant, Absmeyer, Steyn, Heenop, Geldnys, and Edwards on the softs. All the other drivers on mediums. And Absmeyer is through. He's into the lead of this race, overtaking Leslie Oliphant.
Yes, change of position there. Team orders, I think, coming into play there. They saw Oliphant move aside very graciously, and through goes Jason Absmeyer into the lead. And the 2 McLarens feeling the pressure now as Chris Langeveld has a sneaky look up the inside of Leslie Oliphant. And Marcus Steyn's right there. He's bringing Ross Bartel with him of Wake Racing Gold. And Sean Lopsha there too, in 6th.
I see Gert James dropped off all the way to the back of the field. He made a mistake somewhere near turn 9. I think Bongi Mabida lost some time as well. I don't know if there was any contact between them. Gert James falling back all the way. He's 10 seconds behind Nazim Edwards in 18th position. So we got a change in leadership. Jason Absmeyer leading Leslie Oliphant in the first lap. And then Chris Heenop and Geldnys both passing Gustav Jacobs, Mark Henbury, Quade Claessens, Matthew Boy, all losing positions on the first lap. Gert James losing 10 places, he's down to 19th.
We see Chris Heenop putting a move on Boyd Bryson. So the 2 Nissan swapping positions there, and they've got Peter Geldnys right there in the Mercedes-Benz. So very tight, of course. Here comes Gustav Jacobs in the Porsche, and he's got Mark Henbury all over him in the Netcar TDR number 12.
The drivers, of course, have had a lot of practice on this circuit. There was a practice server up quite a while where they could test out the cars. And oh, there's somebody off. There's Holden-Jones is off in the yellow AMG, dropping all the way back. He's down to 15th now, still dropping positions. Down to 18th. Oh, very costly error for him. Couldn't see if there was any contact, but he also lost it around turn 9, same as Gert James.
So we had a ding-dong battle between Heenop and Bryson. They swapped positions about 3 times this lap, and here comes Heenop up the inside of Bryson. Was that Bryson going around the outside of Heenop? I'm not too sure. Side by side through the final turn. And we've got the Porsche of Jacobs getting in action too. Wow, Slan is staring down the main straight. It's extremely exciting. And here we go. Here comes Mark Embry too. Wow, four together into turn 1. I can hardly talk. I'm so excited here. So, oh, it's nose to tail. Absolutely nothing in it. And here comes Claessens too. And this guy races with a mouse and a keyboard. Would you believe? Mind blown.
Yeah, that's truly amazing. Like, I still would like to see a video of how that happens.
Yeah, we did say Werner the last season who said, video, it's not happening. So, let's see if he can produce the video sometimes. I'd be extremely interested to watch that happening. But, so we've got Absmeier disappearing at the front slightly with a 1.2 second lead ahead of Oliphant.
Langeveld right behind Oliphant at the moment. And then there's a big gap between Bartel to Sean Loebsche in 6th position. Otherwise, quite a lot of battles going on in the field. I see Loebsche past Bartel, Heenop past Bartel as well. I wonder if he made a mistake somewhere.
It seems like it might have been the same place as what Kelvin did.
Yeah. Delta, so he must have made a mistake there at turn 9. If I got it right, it's only Quade Claessens that is in the AM division, new to SimRace SA, am I right?
Yes, I think that is correct. We've got Bongi Mabedi in the pit lane. Seems to have an issue. There's no mandatory pit stop for this race. But Mabedi finds himself in the pits, unfortunately, for the Netcar TDR car.
Looking at Langeveld now, he's close behind Oliphant in second, and Absmeier pulling away in front. There's almost 2-second gap between Absmeier and Oliphant. Marcus Steyn at 4th. Mabedi out of the pits, but he's down in 20th position, 2 laps down. Sorry, make that 3 laps down. I didn't see a disconnect, so I don't know if he disconnected.
Yes, so Langeveld and Steyn putting pressure on Oliphant for the moment. But his teammate Absmeier has got a gap, but not a big gap actually, after 6 laps. But the McLaren, the RP Madcap McLaren's trying to control the pace for the moment.
Langeveld on the mediums, we must keep that in mind. Of the top 5, only Langeveld is on medium tyres.
That's a good point.
I see Heenop overtook Sean Loebsche there for 5th position.
So Heenop really doing well this race. Great race pace so far. And he's left Boyd Bryson behind and put a move on Loebscher now too. So up into 5th position, looking strong. He now goes after Marcus Steyn. What tires is Chris Honecker on, Werner? Do you know?
He's on soft.
On the soft tire.
I see Henbury made a mistake as well, dropping all the way down to 18th.
Oh.
He was running in 10th, lost 8 places. Yeah, it's Absmeyer, Olifant, Steyn and Heineke on softs. Langeveld is on the mediums.
The Olifant took 2/10 out of Absmeyer that last lap, and but those two McLarens still pulling away from the Mercedes-Benz of Langeveld for the moment. The gap up to 8/10 of a second, almost 9/10 now, and things are starting to settle down now. James up into 16th, Edwards up into 15th.
Lindsay Ray and Geldner is losing some time on that last lap. See, Geldner's last lap was 2 minutes 01. Lindsay Ray 1 minute 55. Fastest driver on track at the moment is Ross Bartel in 7th position. He did a 147.88, while Jason Absmeyer did a 148.5. So he is catching up to Sean Loebscher in 6th position. Matthew Boy running in 11th. He started in 15th, so already made 4 places. Looking at Boyd Bryson and the synergy.
Slight mistake there. Here comes Jacobs. Looking to take advantage of that. He's got it on the outside. Can Bryson come back at him? I think he can. Great racing there between those two drivers. Respect being shown. Gustav around the outside. And now Bryson goes around the outside to keep that 8th position. So great racing between those drivers. Here comes Claessens too.
Oh, contact.
Oh, and their contact.
Yeah,
and their contact. Yeah. Oh, everyone does very well to avoid that Porsche. Yeah. Claessens is going to wait for... No, he's not going to wait for him. Interesting. Unless he thinks that Porsche in front of him now was... who was in that Porsche he turned around? I think it was Jacobs, yeah.
Yeah, it was Jacobs.
Yeah, I think he wanted to wait for Jacobs, and he hasn't. He's let the other Porsche by. But anyway, it could be an honest mistake. He did slow down. Government now up into the top 10. Nice run by him. Pretty striking livery as that Ferrari got.
Yeah, he started in 17th up to 10th at the moment, and Ferrand also doing a good job. Started in 16th. He's up to 9th.
We're watching Wesley Ferrand now. Driving very well indeed. The number 213 Echo Racing Porsche.
No track limits there around turn 9. There's an exception to the rule about 2 wheels on track there as the drivers go wide.
Yeah. Now it's Brent Lindsay Ray in the 333 Mercedes-Benz. He's got Mark Hembry, a recovering Mark Hembry behind him.
Mark Hembry is lapping about 9/10 of a second faster than Lindsay Ray.
Of course, we've got Peter Geldernes behind him too. He's also recovering. So Lindsay Ray's got company here. Abelsmeyer starting to fall back towards his teammate now. That lead down to 1.2 seconds. Like around 1.3 seconds now.
He's half a second down on his delta, so I assume he made a mistake somewhere. It seems to be also around that turn number 9. Looks to be a tricky corner.
Perhaps the softs are starting to fall off. Let's see. Oh, a bit of mistake by Lindsay Ray. Oh, Mark Hembry to capitalize on that. Let's see. Yeah, Hembry's got the run on him around the outside. Yeah, and been under braking too. Oh, he's made a mistake. Here comes Lindsay Ray up the inside. Slight contact. Rubbing is racing. But now Mark Hembry up into 17th position for the moment. Let's go back to the front and see how the lead is getting on. As my, of course, leading teammate Oliphant.
Oliphant just set the fastest lap of the race, so 147.379. So that gap has come down from 2 seconds to 1 second over the space of 1.5 laps. Loebship, Bryson, Ferrand, Govender and Jacobs, Geldernes all setting new personal best laps.
Werner, can you tell us what Jason Abelsmeyer's average pace is around the track?
Abelsmeyer's average pace over the last 5 laps was about a 147.8.
Wow,
while,
okay, that's quick.
While Oliphant is doing a 147.7.
Okay. So half 47s is basically race pace at the moment. It's pretty quick.
Sector 1, it's Abelsmeyer quickest. Sector 2, it's Heineke. And Sector 3 is also Abelsmeyer.
Oliphant right with Abelsmeyer now. That gap's been reduced to almost nothing. And the two RP Mad Cape cars won't want to be fighting between themselves. That'll just slow them down. But they're going to have to make a call just now. Here comes Chris Langeveld. It gaps down to 0.8 back to the Mercedes-Benz.
Ferrand, the fastest driver on track at the moment, 9th. He did a 147.7. He's closing in on Bryson. I think Langeveld still on the mediums, so we can expect the softs of Abelsmeyer and Oliphant to start falling off pretty soon, and then they're going to be under a lot of pressure from Langeveld.
Yeah, the three all together now. And Marcus Sainz not far behind them as well. So let's see the Mercedes-Benz pace down the main straight. Got a long straight here at Barcelona. Yeah, the Mercedes-Benz edges towards McLaren. Interesting.
Langeveld just did his best race lap. 147.5. And that was 9/10 faster than both Absmeyer and Oliphant. McLaren's, their laps were a second slower than their personal bests of this race so far. So I think those tyres are going now just past halfway race distance. We're on board with Langeveld going through turn 7 and turn 8, and this is the infamous turn 9 here where we've seen all the drivers go off. It's quite a fast corner leading on to this back straight and turn 10. Good overtaking opportunity into turn 10, and then this very technical part here from turn 11 to the chicane at turn 15.
Langeveld's going to look to get as close as possible to the McLaren side to have a go at Oliphant down the main straight if he can. Looking for a good exit out of this right-hander. Has he got it? Not quite. McLaren just a bit better through there. Interesting. Of course, we've got different configurations. We've got the Mercedes-Benz with the engine in the front, and the McLaren engine is behind the driver. So the McLaren should have a better drive out of that slower corner. Pretty much equal down the main straight. Bit of lift off oversteer there for Langeveld. So I'm just managing the throttle ever so gently. Nicely done, Chris. So we are 13 laps done of 22, so we passed the halfway stage.
If we can go to Holden-Jones and Lindsay Ray, it looks like Holden-Jones is right up behind Lindsay Ray for 18th. Holden-Jones is lapping quite a bit faster than Lindsay Ray. I'll just check those gaps for the battle for second that we were at now with Oliphant and Langeveld. Looks like Langeveld might be making his move now down the home straight. One kilometer straight going into a hard braking zone here for turn 1.
Oh, the McLaren's very late on the brakes. Bit better than the Merc through there.
Langeveld, his last lap, 2 tenths faster than Oliphant and 8 tenths faster than Absmeyer.
Yeah, perhaps Absmeyer pushed the tyres a bit too hard at the opening stage because he had the lead up to about 2.5 seconds at one stage. And perhaps he's paying for that now. Perhaps his teammate didn't push so hard. And I was able to run with Absmeyer. And of course, Langeveld's looking to capitalize on whatever's going on. He's on the medium tyre, so he's, although he's lost a bit of time there to the two McLarens, but he doesn't have to worry about soft tyre wear like these two do, and staying behind him as he stands drop back to 2.3 seconds behind Langeveld. We see James in the pits. Yeah.
It's one thing catching up. It's another thing passing these two McLarens, but I think Langeveld just waits it out a bit. These tyres are definitely going to go, these two McLarens. 8 laps still remaining. He is within 1.5 seconds of the leader, so he can easily still make his move later on in the race. I think he's just struggling a bit out of this last turn. He can't quite keep up to Oliphant down this start-finish line.
I think Langeveld's probably just getting the power down on the ground through that tight section, that second last corner. And,
James still in the pits. I wonder if he has a problem. Maybe he picked up some damage earlier when he went off.
Perhaps he's doing some setup work for race 2. Why not? Perhaps he's feeling he's missing something that Marcus Steyn and Ghostworks have done. Oh, Absma moving around in the front there. Oliphant probably thinking about having a go if his teammates are going to move aside. Oh, here comes the look by Oliphant. We'll see the RP Madcaps are fighting now in between themselves.
No team orders here.
No, not at the moment. There was a team order before. But
I think Oliphant wants to get past because he's seeing that big yellow Mercedes in his mirrors.
Absma again battling for traction. Oliphant's right with him. What are they going to do? Langeveld's far too close to have a switch around. So they're feeling the pressure at the moment. Much better run here by Langeveld to that last section. But again, the McLaren just open up that gap. Langeveld very late on the brakes. Does want to run into the back of Oliphant. He's much closer now.
Less than a second separating these three now. Oh, a dive there. Oliphant. Not quite close enough. Won't give him a beater. He had the fastest lap, the last lap round, 148.183.
Oh wow!
He's down in 20th. He's 1 lap behind Gert James, but I think Gert James is 2 laps down on the leaders. On board with Oliphant now, a bit far from Absma to make a move here into turn 10. Gotta say, Absma and Oliphant doing fantastic job, 16 laps in on soft tyres. Looks like that McLaren is moving around now a bit. Coming around to complete lap number 16, so 6 more race laps to go. Langeveld trying to get a toe behind Oliphant. Oliphant going defensive on the right hand side of the track, and we've seen Langeveld hard on the brakes into turn 1. He is on the outside. Oliphant very defensive.
On the outside! What a move! Here comes Oliphant looking again. Oliphant's looking to go on the inside. McLaren just a bit more agile through there, side by side through turn 3. Great racing, a lot of respect being shown. Let's see if Langeveld can swoop around the outside. Can he do it? No. Oliphant's got it for the moment. Great racing between Oliphant and Langeveld. It's not over. With 5 laps remaining.
Oliphant's totally defensive now. This is giving Absma a bit of space in front.
Staines closed the gap slightly. Gap down to 3.7 seconds.
Steyn also on the softs and Heineken 5th on softs. Bartel I see is lapping 0.4 of a second faster than Heineken in front of him. Six tenths now between Absma and Olifant, and 8 tenths from Olifant to Langeveld, so those gaps did open up a bit. I can clearly see on the lap times the drivers on softs are starting to struggle now, really struggling with their lap times. Bongi Mabita still the fastest driver on track. His personal best race lap 148.029. He has passed Gert James. Gert James still in the pits.
Great battle here between Governed and Claessens for 10th position. It's Ferrari against Nissan. Steering wheel and pedals versus a mouse and a keyboard, would you believe it?
That's amazing.
The steering wheel and pedals are in the front, thank goodness, but I don't know for how long.
If he's this good in racing games, I wonder how good he is in Counter-Strike with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, he's probably playing Counter-Strike while he's doing this.
So this is Govender in 10th and Claessens in 11th. Govender in the RAD Racing Ferrari, and Quite Claessens in the number 301 Synergy Spartan GTR. Half an hour into the race and 3 race laps to go. Langeveld is passed. We've missed.
Oh, it's passed.
Olifant. Oh.
Oh. So that happening off camera, he's got a gap, quite a big gap to him. So perhaps Olifant made a mistake, and through goes Langeveld. So we have missed that.
Last lap was a 150.5, so there was either a mistake or a big battle between Langeveld and Olifant. So now Langeveld is 1.2 seconds behind with 3 laps to go, 4 laps including this one. And he's already bringing that down to 1 second. Absma is lapping his last lap of 148.8. That's a full 1.5 seconds slower than his personal best race lap. So I think we're going to see Langeveld right up behind him pretty soon. See Swanepoel passed Edwards for 14th. But we're with the leaders now. Langeveld chasing down Absma. Marcus Steyn is 3.5 seconds behind Olifant in 3rd. Marcus Steyn running at 4th, so I'm not sure if he's quite going to close that gap.
Yeah.
Marcus Steyn, his last lap was 148.8, so he might just get up to Olifant.
See, Governor's falling right back to 15th position, so looks like there might have been an error there. Perhaps fighting with Claessens.
Yes, he's 8 seconds down on his delta. He lost 4 positions. Make that 5, he was running in 10th. Langeveld 2 tenths behind now. Jason Absmeyer, I think he made a mistake somewhere. Absmeyer half a second down on his delta.
Yeah, so Absmeyer desperate now, trying to keep Langeveld behind him. Got 2 laps remaining. Oh, missed. Langeveld looking up the inside. Got the drive. No, Absmeyer's got the drive. Absmeyer the better line into this next corner as well. But Langeveld will try and cut back if he can. They can't quite do it. I think
Looks like the McLarens have got the top speed above the Mercedes. Is that what you'd expect, Jason?
I think the Merc has got the slight edge on the McLaren sort of towards the end of the main straight, but it seems like the McLaren's got better traction out of the slower corner, which is aiding Absmeyer to keep ahead of Langeveld. And a slight area there.
Going to the inside. I wonder if it was going defensive against Willifant.
Possibly. So Langeveld
second between these three now.
Langeveld in the RP Mad Cape sandwich at the moment, and he'll be looking at Absmeyer and looking at Willifant at the same time. Always contact. He's touched him. I thought Langeveld turned around, but he didn't. And since Willifant backed off, Willifant's dropped to about a second behind Langeveld now. So we've got Staines got the gap right down to 2.5 seconds too. So he's coming towards these 3. Here comes the go run by Langeveld. See that slight edge the Merc's got down the main straight. Absmeyer goes really on the outside, pushes him wide. Wow, what a move there by Chris Langeveld. We have a new race leader. And Langeveld's done it. He's got past the 2 McLarens and off he goes on the medium tyre. That decision paying off. And I don't think the RP Mad Cape McLarens can do anything about Langeveld. I think he's gone.
Yeah, he's definitely gone. So Absmeyer leading 19 laps of the race in this penultimate lap.
Contact.
Oh, that's Boy and Jacobs. Jacobs going through into 11th place. Now Boy is under attack from Swanepoel in 12th. Absmeyer was leading for 33 minutes, 19 laps of the race, but it only matters you only need to lead the last lap. That's where Langeveld already 6 tenths ahead in first place. Now looking at Swanepoel. Swanepoel on mediums and Boy also on mediums. Swanepoel is averaging about 4 tenths a lap faster than Boy, but he's running out of time. He's got a lap and a half to make his move.
See Boy going defensive there. Far too defensive, I think. Carl's got a good run now. Surely can't miss his way past there, no.
Tricky area to overtake here. Gonna have to try to get good drive out of the chicane, but he lost some time there putting a wheel on the grass.
And the slippery stuff.
Chicane.
Let's see. Oh, he's got a better run. Oh, he's going to make contact. Oh. He's going to wait for him too. Yeah, he's going to wait. Good sport there, Carl. I think he's gone.
Luckily for him, Matthew Boy just recovered quickly. Otherwise, he would have lost a lot more time.
Absolutely. Now he's under pressure now by Edwards. Edwards wants a piece of the action. He's going to fly past Swanepoel. Power then isn't showing there. Through he goes.
Edwards on the soft.
Contact.
Up to 13th. Edwards started 19th. A good drive from him. This is our final lap, of course. Langeveld still leading 7 tenths from Absmeyer. Willifant in 3rd. 2nd behind Absmeyer. Stein is not going to catch up. Asia Bartel is right behind Heenop. Battle for 5th position. Langeveld coming around the last section of the track now. He was very patient in his approach to this race, and I think he knew the softs of Absmeyer and Willifant wasn't going to hold for 22 laps. Comes through the chicane for the last time. And around turn 16, and he is going to be the first winner of the SprintQ race. Well deserved as well. Langeveld, followed by Absmeyer and Willifant. Marcus Steyn, he's going to finish in 4th. Heenop is just going to fight off Bartel for 5th position. Then Loubser in 7th, Bryson in 8th. Ferrand did a fantastic job. He started in 16th. He's going to finish 9th. Wade Klaassen started 14th. He's 10th. Jacobs in 11. Matthew Boy in 12. Azim Edwards gained 6 places. He started 19th. He's going to finish 13th. Then Swanepoel, Govender, Henbury, Lindsay Ray, looking at him now. He comes around the last bend. And Geldnys and Mabida in 18th and 19th.
Oh, that was a magnificent race, season opener that was, and a magnificent drive there by Chris Langeveld. I think a defining drive there by Chris Langeveld, really stamped his authority on this season already. Incredible race with between himself, Absmeyer and Willifant, and Steyn was right there as well. Congratulations to everybody. It was a magnificent race. Stoked about that.
The thing with Langeveld was he never allowed Absmeyer and Willifant to get away during the first 10 laps or so. Just kept up with them, kept that gap down to below 2 seconds, made his move at the end.
Yeah, it was a calm, calculated drive by Chris Langeveld. He waited, he was patient, he was watching the McLaren starting to move around, and I think with about 5 or 6 laps remaining, he started putting on the pressure, and that was fantastic to watch.
That's it for race 1. Now we're going to go to race 2, and it's going to be a reverse grid. So we are going to see Boyd Bryson starting from pole for this race.
Well, that's what's meant to happen, so I'm hoping that's going to happen. Yeah.
Is there a reason they specifically choose the top 8?
Yeah, I set it like that. Yeah. You can choose how many cars you want to reverse, and I decided 8 would be a good number. Yeah.
You should reverse the whole grid, then you and me, we can start position for the second race.
Yeah, we will be at the front with our microphones. Don't go away. Race 2 is about to get underway. We should be around 3 minutes away from the start of that formation lap.
Is the server reloading?
Yes, I think we need to go back inside.
I think we lost some of the drivers.
It's not exactly going to plan, but we're going to make this work. Seems to have kept the same grid from where we finished to start with.
I think we have all the drivers in the field.
Okay, we just had restarted the session. I saw that not all the drivers had rejoined, and we're going to start that again.
Okay, so are we going to keep these positions?
We're going to keep these positions, yes. And we'll have to work on our reverse grid procedure for the round 2. Otherwise, we might have to introduce a second qualification session for round 2. Let's see what happens. But yeah, that was not meant to happen. I did test it, but unfortunately this has happened. So we'll make the best of it. We're a minute away from the beginning of the formation, this formation up. And
we can, of course, try to coordinate it so that the guys get into position on the pace lap, but I think that's going to be a bit tricky.
yeah, it's. I think under pressure now it'd be very difficult to do. So.
Yeah, it does say reverse grid top 8 service settings. So we can't blame you, Jason.
No, thank you.
Did it.
See you guys. See you guys. Yeah, there might have been a loss of packet or something that didn't get through, and it's yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to.
It's quite a complicated system we're doing, and sometimes the system doesn't work. So
with the reverse grid, you usually stay on the server, and it just goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what happened during the open races last season, and obviously some setting is not working together nicely with it. So, but anyway, I think we can have another exciting race. Let's see. Perhaps we're going to see the McLarens go after Langefeld at the start, and then him come back towards the end. Let's see.
No changes in tyre choices. Langefeld still on medium. Absma, Willifant, Stein and Heenop again choosing the softs, and Edwards as well on softs. 13th. It's going to be interesting now, the start, to see if Absma and Willifant can return the favour with Langefeld and put him under pressure.
We also saw Marcus stand quite strong during the opening laps in the Nissan. So let's see what he can do with his McLarens. And of course, his Chris Heineke, as I said, has been strong, and he's in 5th position too. Let's see what happens. We've got Cat James, former South African simGT Series champion, of course, starting from the back of the grid. So I'm sure we can look forward to seeing him fighting his way towards the front. But it's go here for race 2 at Barcelona. Off goes Langefeld. And looking comfortable for the moment.
Who's that? That's your call.
No.
I'm already in the pits.
I'm going to have to restart the session. It's unfair.
Yeah, I restarted now. Some teething problems, but we're going to sort it out. Sorry, I forgot to remind you there.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I was caught out by what the reverse grid story, and I didn't think about the other sides. Yeah, so it's not just the drivers who are rusty after the break, it's also the race director. So I'll take full responsibility for that. Sorry about that, but in about 2 minutes we'll be off again. So oh.
Some funny comments
Yeah.
regarding the camera car.
Perhaps the drivers are giving you a feeling of what it's like to restart a real race, and the highs and lows and your emotions and "40 seconds away from the start of this formation lap." Hopefully that's the last time I say it this evening. Sean is just saying you're getting nice camera car after just before you hit the camera car. And yeah, I saw his car taking flight, and I realized, oh no, that has not gone well.
Okay.
Okay, now let's leave. Let's make sure.
Good.
Good.
I see he says, I can confirm it was there. Okay, so here we go. Langerveld leading the pace lap. Just the rundown again. Abs, Meyer, Olifant, Steyn, Heineke, the top 5. Look out for James and Mabida at the back, 19th and 19th and 20th. Also Geldenhuys. They made mistakes in the first race, which dropped them down. So we could expect some overtakes from our drivers at the back. Okay, Langerveld leading the way is coming to turn 13 into the chicane. Then it's going to be go, go, go.
Hopefully for the last time this evening. Off we go. Langerveld leads the way, and they've got 2 quick McLarens behind him, and then Marcus Stan, the quickest Nissan so far. Oh, we've got someone off in the background. Who's that? That's Boyd Bryson.
Yeah, it's
oh, that's terrible. So side by side, yeah. Olifant looking. Oh, they make contact. The 2 teammates. Oh, it's gone pear-shaped here for RP. Mad Cape. Mark Stain trying to capitalize on that. Whoa, contact here. Off goes Heineke, I think it was. Oh, that's ugly. So Olifant just battling for traction all around, it seems. And he's lost a couple of positions. Unfortunately, Heineke has fallen right to the back of the field after that. So Bartel now up into 4th position, and staying up into 3rd now, challenging Absmeyer for 2nd. But yeah, unfortunate casualty is Chris Heineke. Wow.
Dropping off.
Can only feel for Chris Heineke. Had nothing to do with that, and off suddenly was into the wall. And, Bartel, yeah, up to 4th now, of course. And Loebscher there in 6th position, not far behind in the McLaren Wake Racing.
A lot of action here on the first lap. Fortunately for Boyd Bryson, he dropping down 10 places.
Contact there by Olifant again. Bartel falls back to 5th position, under pressure now from Loebscher. And Ferrand getting on the action too. Plenty of grunt for this Porsche. Wow, look at this. No, he taps out of it for some reason. Why is he not having a go at him? Interesting.
It seemed like a bit of rubber banding. There's ping issues, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. Jacobs now under pressure by Edwards. Edwards, of course, has got swatted.
James is dropping off. And Lindsay Ray.
It's been a horrific round here for Synergy Racing. The two quick drivers, James and Bryson, having a terrible time of it here at Barcelona. But expect them to be strong at Bathurst. They first need to qualify, of course. Stain now with Absmy challenging for second. Stain's really got that Nissan GTR set up very well indeed.
Henbury losing positions now.
Yes.
Still dropping off all the way to the back of the field. Made a mistake there at the chicane, or he had some contact. So Langeveld leads the way from Absmy, 7 tenths behind him. Stain in third. Then there's quite a gap to Leslie Willifant in fourth and Bartel in fifth. Loubser and Ferrand making up the battle for fifth with Bartel. Mabida with a good start here. He started in 18th, he's up to 14th. Looking at Jacobs now in 10th. And he's under pressure from Edwards. Edwards moving to the inside but not making his move this time. Edwards and the GTR behind him, and then Carl Swanepoel right behind them. Absmy very close to Langeveld now, only 3 tenths behind. Coming down the start-finish line. Swanepoel making a move now. He's past Jacobs. I think Jacobs lost 2 positions there. And Stain looks to put Absmy under a bit of pressure. Willifant with the best lap, so he is closing this gap to Stain in third. Brent Lindsay Ray losing position to Gert James at the back. We're still looking at Stain here in third, Absmy in front of him, and Langeveld leading the way. Absmy 7 tenths down on his delta this lap. Lindsay Ray losing another position to Chris Heenop. The top 7 go through to the simGT series.
Yes, that's correct, yeah.
There we see Mabida passing Bryson. Bryson is losing a lot of places now, dropping down the field right to the back. That was at turn 11. Cat James in 15th. He's got Chris Heenop right behind him. Heenop getting a tow. 2 GTRs coming down the home straight. Heenop now on the outside. Cat James going defensive.
Oh, side. Oh, rubbing his racing.
Slight contact.
Yeah, I think so too. Here comes Lindsay Ray in the Mercedes-Benz.
Cat James is coming back at Heenop, and Cat James climbs back at 15th. No, Heenop is still ahead. Lindsay Ray
puts up the inside, yeah.
Lindsay Ray in the AMG. Good battle here for 15th.
Oh, Heenop's running wide.
Going wide. Heenop started in 5th, he dropped all the way down the field to 20th, and now he's clawing his way back, getting up to 15th. 7 laps into the race, just 1/3 of race distance. Langeveld now the fastest guy on track, he did a 1:47.463. He's opening the gap to Absmeyer. Back with the battle for 15th is Cat James right behind Chris Heenop. Chris Heenop in the Ghostworks Reaper Ghostworks number 13 car.
James is going to run on Heenop now, but Heenop defends well. James might be able to get the cut back here, get the power down. Oh, then a contact! And of course Heenop spun him around. James is going to wait for him, I think, off the racing line. Just James waits. Yeah, maybe off they go again. Good sportsmanship there by Cat James. Always a good sportsman is Cat James. So he's down to 19th behind Heenop. Hembury snuck through into 17th. Holden-Jones into 16th. And Lindsay up into 15th. Mabida up into 14th. This is the battle between Boy and Edwards. 6/10 of a second separating them. Boy and Claessens are throwing together, 2 teammates in Synergy Racing. But at this stage, Langeveld looking very comfortable with a 9/10 of a second lead ahead of Absmeyer, and stands about 1.4 seconds behind Absmeyer. So that's a battle opening up. Unfortunately, the Bida has
passing Governor for 13th.
It's got him. Governor's fallen back. Oh, he's off. Governor's right to the back of the field.
8. Looking at Loubser and the Wake Sim Racing. McLaren. He's got Ferrand behind him, less than half a second behind, coming into turn 1 now. Ferrand with a new personal best lap for him in this race. Ferrand with a very good lap, a 1:47.790. Gaps really opening up out in front among the top 5 drivers. See, there's a big battle going on for 9th between Boy, Edwards and Swanepoel. Swanepoel having a quick look, and it's Edwards. Edwards passing Boy for 9th. And now Boy under attack. And Swanepoel also got past.
You got him.
And Ferrand now the fastest driver on track. Edwards on the soft tyres, Swanepoel on mediums. And I see Gert James is also on softs. I'm not sure if he was on softs in the previous race. I don't think he was on softs. I think he had mediums. Switching tyres for this race. Langeveld opening up the gap now, 3 seconds to Absmeyer. Absmeyer lost a second and a half on his delta on this lap.
Good run here by Swanepoel at that last corner. He's going to have a look at Edwards, maybe. Yeah, here he comes. Job good. Done, nicely. Swanepoel up into 9th position with a good move on Edwards. Very tight here for 14th. It's the Lindsay Ray train. And he's pulling along Geldenhuys, Hembury, Heineke and James. All very tight here.
Now on board with Hembury in the Netcare TDR number 12 Ferrari. Geldenhuys in front of him, putting Lindsay Ray under pressure. Long train of cars coming down the home straight. Heenop going off, letting Gert James, giving Gert James the opportunity to go up into 17th.
So Gert James did very, very well to avoid Heenop. That was a sudden... Yeah, James is awake now, that's for certain. Embry going. Oh, they're going to make contact. Oh, no, they're not. Sure, James has powered his way past the Ferrari. James up into 16th position. Oliphant trying to close the gap to Steyn for 3rd position. That gap down to 9/10 of a second.
Oliphant's last lap 14ths faster than Steyn.
Oh, Holden-Jones running wide. Oh, Embry to take avoiding action 2 to avoid James. Does very well. Not to make contact to the rear of that Synergy Racing Nissan. Whoa, bit of opposite block there. Yo, James very late on the brakes. Wow, incredible. How good that Nissan is. Look at this. Oh! Nearly tags Lindsay Ray. But James up into 15th position. Looking to take 14th as well.
Holden-Jones flashing his lights at James.
Didn't like that.
Bartel, the fastest driver on track now, his last lap of 147.836, and he is chasing down Leslie Oliphant. He is 3 seconds behind. Oh, looking at Ferrand now, and he's got Loebscher right behind him.
Yeah, he's got him. He actually passed Loebscher into turn 1. It's a good move.
Oh, I see.
I think Ferrand's been weighing up Loebscher for a while now, and he's finally put the move on him. Oliphant now is right with Steyn. Chris Langeval's disappeared up the road. He's decided this is my race, this is my round. I'm going to win both races. Thank you very much. And off he goes. And he's got a good almost 6-second lead now ahead of Ausma. Ausma coming under pressure from Steyn, but Steyn's coming in under even more pressure from Leslie Oliphant.
Willie Font right behind the GTR of Steyn now. He's not going to go for it this time. Marcus Steyn being forced to go defensive into turn 10. Willie Font right behind him now.
Nissan stretching its legs down the main straight, look at that.
Just
It's left the McLaren behind.
yeah.
Thanks very much, cheers.
Loebsche passes Ferrand for 6th.
It's an epic battle between these two guys. Well,
While Willie Font is battling with Steyn, Bartel seems to be closing the gap. He's going to be joining that party soon. Again, the fastest driver on track, Bartel, 148.3 his last lap. We are 16 laps in, and I think we can expect the guys on the soft tyres to start struggling now. Absmeyer, Steyn, Willie Font, Edwards, James and Heenop on soft tyres.
is Bartel on the mediums, Werner?
Yeah.
Okay, and Loebsche.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, contact between the two cars. Willie Font trying to force the issue here with Steyn. You can see the damage to the rear of that Squadra Ghostworks Nissan. The Nissan will have the legs on the McLaren down the straight, although the McLaren's in the slipstream. He will use that. He's going to run with the Nissan. No. And Bartel's right there, as you say, Werner is right there with them. He's just 7/10 behind on the medium tyre. So Bartel looking strong here. Could get a podium position, podium result here. There's a move up the inside. No, Steyn covers his bases.
Willie Font will have to make his move somewhere in this infield section. The GTR is just too fast down the home straight. Peter just passed Jacobs, 12th.
Jacobs has been off, yeah.
Jacobs, yeah, he went off. Long train of cars.
He's going to join the Lindsay Ray train as Lindsay Ray gets another one. But Boyd's Bryson, who's that? Yeah, that's Cat, eh? Yeah, James is having none of it. He's through. It's running wide though. Here comes Lindsay Ray side by side with him. Oh, slight contact. Not too bad. Ferrant's put a move on. Oh, he's busy putting a move on Loebscher around the outside into turn 1. This battle rages on. And James is falling right back. Oh no. Terrible round here for Synergy Racing.
Stopped his car there at the chicane. Oh, he's quit the server as well.
Oh.
Back at the pits.
Terrible round here for Cat James.
Okay, no, he is still on the server, but he went to the...
Okay.
Mark Stein's still managing to keep Leslie Willifant behind, but that gap to Bartel is less than a second now.
And Langerfeld just checked out. Cheers, guys. He's up there. It's 8 seconds.
4 laps to go.
4 laps to go.
Absma seems to be safe as well from this battle for third. 3.5 seconds up the road from Stein.
Oh, contact again from Oliphant. Bartel's right with him now. Yo, Stein going defensive. Side by side to turn 1. Stein really battling under braking there as Oliphant clips the curb. Pitches the McLaren sideways and now Bartel's right there.
This is Lindsay Ray in 13th. He's got Henbury behind him. And behind them is Heenop also in the mix. Bartel just passed Willifant for 4th.
Yeah. Got some damage to the McLaren
Willifant
too.
lost 4 seconds there.
Could have been off.
And now Bartel is behind Stein, less than a second behind. So he can go for that podium now. Bartel on the medium, Stein on the soft with 2 laps to go. Oh,
Oi.
close.
Yeah.
Lindsay Ray with Henbury behind him. This is the battle for 13th. Tal seems to be making a move on Steyn. He is running out of time. Got a lap and a bit to go.
Cheeky, look up the inside, force Steyn to go defensive. Listen will pull away down the main straight. And now the Merc's starting to close the gap slightly towards the end.
This is the final lap. Langer fell 10 seconds here ahead of Absmeyer. 4-second gap to Steyn, and then this battle now for third position between Steyn and Bartel. See Henbury losing positions, and Bryson.
Bryson, yeah.
Langeveld now.
Yeah, it is Chris Langeveld who will complete the last couple of corners to take his second victory of the evening. A double victory here for Chris Langeveld. Very impressive driving. Congratulations to him. And Jason Absmeyer will get second. Steyn will just beat Bartel to third. Or have I spoken too soon? No, I think Steyn's got it.
Close.
It's going to be close. No. Steyn's got it. Bartel fourth. Olifant will get fifth. Ferrand will get sixth. Impressive sixth position. Loebscher will get seventh. Claessens will get eighth. Ninth will go to Swanepoel. And Edwards will complete the top 10. Good job there by Edwards. Matthew Boy will get 11th. Mabida 12th position. Lindsay Ray in 13th. Mark Hembury in 14th in the Ferrari. Boyd Bryson will finish in. Oh, we're going to make contact.
With Heenop behind
Heenop side by side. And Heenop will get 16th. Jacobs will get 17th. Governor and Holden-Jones will bring up the field. Oh, besides some teething issues, I thought that run was very exciting to watch, Werner.
Yeah, it was both races really exciting. Well done to Christopher Langeveld winning both races.
Yeah,
and Absmile, Olifant Stein, all these guys, Bartel as well, doing a fantastic job.
Absolutely, everyone did a great job. Not too many incidents at all, maybe one or two incidents perhaps need to be looked at after the race, but besides that I was pretty happy with it. And yeah, an impressive drive there by Chris Langeveld. I think he's really stamped his authority on the season on this opening round of the SprintQ series. And yeah, so that was round 1, Division 1. Division 2 of SprintQ will be on Wednesday evening. And if you're listening to this or you're watching this and you want to get involved in the racing, you're very much welcome to sign up, and you can book a slot for Wednesday's race. And I'm looking forward to it very much to be racing again. And yeah, well, thank you very much, Werner, for joining me in the commentary booth. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, and until next Monday, we'll be live streaming the simGP series race, which we're very much looking forward to getting back to single CT racing at Sim Race South Africa. Well, until then, all the best from us. Goodbye until then.
Cheers.